It's coming. You ready?
Is it ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
3, 2.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Hey, neighbor. Remember growing up watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood? Don't you wish you could dream to live in a neighborhood so nice? Of course, with new construction booming these last couple of years, it was possible for some people. But something just shifted in the market, and it might not be possible. According to the National Association of Home Builders, builder sentiment is down to 55 from 1 to 100. It is down 12 points from the month of June at 67. It is down 7 consecutive months, and it's the largest drop since May 2020. What's going on, guys? My name is Min Win with What's a Mortgage. Welcome to our channel. The goal of our channel is to simplify home ownership. If it's your first time tuning in, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe and notification button so you're notified every time we go live or post new content. We go live every Monday night on Facebook and YouTube at 9 o'clock. We go live on TikTok at 8 p.m. on Tuesday and then 9 p.m. on Instagram. So don't forget to check us out on our other channels. Remember, this is an interactive channel. So ask a lot of questions. Tonight is the night to ask about new construction. If you're in escrow on new construction, if you're thinking about buying new construction, or are you going to wait out the market because new construction prices are going to drop, tonight's the night to ask that question. All right, guys. So this morning around 5 something, I woke up, I saw people were going crazy because builder sentiment, that means their mood on should they continually build new construction or should they halt, or do they feel like new construction is going to boom through this recession? Yes, I said recession. And of course, it is down to 55. From a scale of 1 to 100, it's at 55 right now. Okay, let's check it out right here in the National Association of Home Builders. Down to 55 from a scale of 1 to 100. So 55 is not great. Of course, last month in June, it got revised to 67. And the last 7 months, every month is getting lower and lower and lower. So builder sentiment is wearing off. Of course, higher interest rate, production bottlenecks, labor, materials, things are just getting too pricey. With the higher rates, they can't pass on the cost to the home buyer anymore. Right? They were able to sneak it in last year and the year before because interest rates were so low. As the feds are increasing rate, they just can't do it. More and more buyers are backing out. So does that mean you were going to get a great deal? Does that mean if you're buying right now, oh my gosh, I regret buying, prices are going to dip. I'm going to overspend for a house. I can't back out. I'm going to lose my deposit. That's what a lot of people are thinking right now. You're not the only one. I was a little nervous too until I ran the numbers. So let's look at it, okay? So there's another article out right here, and it's from, and it says, right, there's 7.7 months of inventory on new construction. I'm not talking about total existing home sales, just new construction. Wow, it's up 7.7 months, right? There's gonna be all that inventory in the market. With all the inventory, prices should come down, right? So should you be getting a better deal? Can you back out? Let's look at it. New single family home inventory remains elevated at a 7.7 month supply. It's up 42.6 over last year with 444,000 available for sale, right? And I'm like, woo, I'm going to cash on new construction. However, only 8.3% of new home inventory is completed and ready to occupy. Only 8.3% of the 7.7 months. The remaining have not started construction, 25.9%, or are currently under construction. So there's not a lot of inventory that's completed to sell, only 8.3. With builder sentiment being down, they can do a couple things. They can drag it out, they can cancel, or they can sell these properties to hedge funds or to institutions. Remember, these builders are not homeowners. They are in the business of making money. So they will not take losses. So if these homes are not completed, they're not going to go out and complete a bunch of homes and sell them at losses. Remember, labor costs are up. Supply costs are up, land costs. They have to pay these hard costs that are not going away, and those costs aren't coming down. Yes, lumber is down just a bit. Until these prices of material, labor can come down, which labor would be hard, all right? That means construction workers will have to take a pay cut or take an L. They probably won't want to do that. So if these homes were done and no one were buying them, yes, they might give bigger discounts and like, hey, if we're going to take losses, let's take some little losses. So now as you see a lot of builders are pulling back, like let us reorganize, right? What's a strategy? How do we minimize our risk, minimize our loss? Easiest way to explain it, right? I was telling someone earlier. So let's say you went to a restaurant and you ordered a hamburger. And if they haven't made the hamburger yet, they go in the back of the kitchen. They realize we're out of stuff. We got to build hamburger. This person just bought it and they pay. There is a price. And they figured out how much lettuce, tomatoes, the meat, the cheese, and the person working to make the burger. Whoa, that cost is high. We undersold it. So maybe we need to pull back, right? If they were completed, like, you know what? We already paid for all the food. We paid for the labor. We might have to dump these burgers. And of course, now you might get a discount on burger, but that hasn't happened. They haven't built it. And these numbers right here, you can pull it up anywhere online for anyone who wants to Google it. Well, this guy's making it up. You can Google these numbers. 8.3% of the 7.7 months are completed. And remember, they're in the business of making money. If you were a builder, what would you do? Right? Would you sell these houses at losses? Would you chill out and wait out the market? And that's what's going on right now. So I think if you are buying new construction, there might be little deals here and there. There might be little pockets where you're going to win, right? Use that money, buy down that interest rate, buy out that PMI, right? And we're going to go over in a second the strategies you should use if you're buying new construction to buy down the rate or buy out the PMI. You got to be careful. You can't go too crazy, right? And I'll tell you in a second. So remember these factors before you think, oh, I'm going to lose out on this house. I bought this house. Now prices are going to come down. I'm going to take big L's. You are not going to take big L's, okay? But of course, if you don't qualify anymore, completely different story, okay? But if you do qualify, just know that you're not going to take a big L. Maybe this is a time to negotiate. That's where we are with new construction. With builder sentiment backing off, they might drag it out. They might not complete it. They might go, here's your refund, right? Of course, every builder works differently. This is why I highly recommend, we can go to full screen now. I highly recommend you have your own real estate agent. Don't get sold by, oh my gosh, I'm gonna use the builder lender. The builder real estate agent. Using the builder agent does not protect you as a buyer. Did you know these builders contracts are like 90 pages, 100 pages long? A typical purchase contract is not that many pages. Title and escrow maybe, but not the purchase contract. The contract, they make it in a certain way where it's hard for you to cancel. It's hard for you to back out. That's why when you have your own agent, you know where you stand. This is why they want you to use their agent, their lender. They make the lending so amazing. Oh, they're going to give me all this closing costs. But look where you are now. But times are changing just a bit, right? Now the power is in the buyer's hand just a bit. So first thing you need to ask yourself, if you're still buying new construction, hey, where is the wiggle room? Where can I wiggle, right? If you're still going to buy, if you're already in escrow, where can you wiggle to get some closing costs? Where can you wiggle to get some money to cover some upgrades, right? That's what you guys want to look into right now. So let's talk about getting money for closing costs, right? So if you are buying a home with a conventional loan and you are putting 10% down or less, going conventional, you can only get 3% in seller's concessions to cover closing costs. 10.01% up to 25%, you can get up to 6% to cover closing costs on conventional. Investment property, right? If you find a way to buy new construction, invest. I'm sure they're going to be doing it now compared to when it was a couple like before June, right? They're probably more open. We got to take any buyers now, right? We got to sell whatever inventory that we have completed or close to being completed. All right. You can get up to 2%. If you are going with a VA loan, you can get up to 4%. If you are going with an FHA loan, you can get up to 6% in closing costs to cover your costs. Of course, if you get more money than that, you might want to put it into crediting for some renovations, right? Or for some upgrades on the property if you are still looking to buy. So of course, don't go crazy. But if you don't go crazy means, oh, I want $100,000 reduction. You're not going to get $100,000. Like I said, if the property ain't even on pace of getting completed yet, they're not going to drop it $100,000. Like, we haven't even built it. Why stress about selling it? Let us wait out the market. We made our money the last couple of years. But it comes smart. Hey, I know this is the price, but I need an extra X amount percentage. Okay, let me allot this money to get renovations. Let me allot this money to get upgrades. All right, let me squeeze out an extra 3% to buy out my PMI and buy down the interest rate so I can get the lower payment. That's if you want to buy new construction in this market. I'm not saying go out and buy, but if you're in a position to buy or you're thinking about buying new construction, make sure you have a strategy and a plan. Also, if you're not going to close escrow for like months down the road, tell the builder, hey, you want to sell this house? I want to buy this house, but your lender ain't going to let me lock. This thing ain't going to be done for 6 months to a year. What happens if rates go up and I can't buy it and all my upgrades in it? And now you can't sell it. And now you have to reduce the price even more. Do you want that? I'm seeing builders now more than ever allowing buyers to use their own lenders and ask for closing costs. What you got to say is, hey, I want to buy this house. I'm approved with this interest rate. I need to do a 1-year lock or 6 months lock. If you're not willing to, your lender's not willing to let me do that, you got to let me change lenders. But I need that closing costs, fam. I need that money right now. Or I can't buy the house, right? So definitely right now, builder sentiment is down. They are pulling back, but they're not idiots. And they're not going to take L's. But they're open-minded to do creative financing, to do other things to keep you happy, right? It's not like someone is in the house and they're missing mortgage payments and they got to sell or they got to move, right? They're smart. They don't got, and they didn't build that many houses yet, right? With all the backlog, they didn't complete a lot of property, so they're not under the gun. So you need to have that mindset and understand the strategy as you're talking to a builder. Well, some of you guys, I want out. I don't want to do this anymore. This is the one reason why you need to have your own agent. You don't get a better deal if you use their agent. You don't get more closing costs if you use their agent. By the way, it's against the law for them to force you to use their realtor to get a better deal, by the way. Okay. But if you have your own agent, you haven't released all your contingency, deuces. Okay. If you have your own agent, make sure they comb through it. Make sure you haven't released all your contingencies. That's why when you have work with the builder, their agents like sign this. And of course, they don't put in the first couple of pages. It's somewhere blended in the 90 to 100 pages. And you're in a carpal tunnel. You're like, oh my God, let me sign it. Like, what did I sign? Oh no. Right? So definitely, if you have them as an agent, it's hard to get out. Not gonna lie. If you don't mind losing that deposit, oh, I might lose 10 grand, but you got a house at a better deal. It might be, you know what? Instead of losing 10 grand, let me try to gain an extra 10 grand. Instead of being like, oh man, maybe I overpaid. Squeeze them out for 10 grand, 20 grand, right? Don't get crazy. Look at the comps, right? Look at where they are in the building stages. Have they even cracked the ground yet? Have they even started yet? If they have, they already built it. They just haven't put in the inside. Oh, cool. Maybe this one I'm gonna get a better deal, right? Have a strategy, have a plan. If you are buying new construction, you got to put ninja strength when you're buying new construction. All right, let's get some Q&A. Hopefully this helps you guys out. Hopefully this information gives you a strategy, gives you a plan, and just understand that new construction is different than existing home sales. The homes aren't done. They don't got to dump the prices. All right, let's get some Q&A here. How was that, Andy? Good?
It's all right. Oh, hold on.
Okay. Some Q&A here, guys. How was it tonight so far?
It's all right.
All right. What up, Eric? Ooh, YouTube in the house. What up, R&L? What's going on? I saw a new construction house in Beaumont, about $490. Well, that's a good thing. DL, Min, how are you, sir? I'm doing good, DL. Hopefully you're doing well as well. I make 85K to 90K annually with an 800 credit score. My DTI is at 3%, putting $70,000 down. What are my chances of getting approved? You mean your down payment's 3%? I think we just have to run the numbers. So I think at 90,000 at 490, I would need to know the HOA. I think it might be cutting it close. Maybe we look at buying down the interest rate. If your DTI is 3%, you should qualify, right? But I would need to see debt. I would need to see HOA. So RNL0907, definitely reach out to us. 714-790-9697. If you need a strategy in buying new construction, if you're pulling out and you're using the builder agent, it is hard. Make sure you're using your own agent. There's not too much I can tell you, right? But if you want to write an offer on new construction and you want to be protected, give us a call. We'll partner you with one of our new construction building real estate agents that know to look for the contingency in case you do want to back out. Also, push them on getting you closing costs and using a lender that's going to allow you to lock longer, right? 714-790-9697. For all the shy guys and shy girls, don't forget to text, all right? Or DM us. Amir Khan, love that name. I am buying new construction. Use $25,000 incentive, $10,000 bought down the rate, and $15,000 off listing price and upgrades. I think that's great. Well, actually, what I would like to see, Amir, I would look at how much you're putting down, right? If you're getting that amount of money, for me, I would probably buy down the rate and buy out the PMI. Oh, I could refinance later. I would rather take the lower purchase price, okay? If you keep this loan, depending where rates are going to be, if you feel like rates are going to drop soon, then yes, if rates aren't going to drop, I would take the lower rate because in the next 5 to 7 years, payments will be lower and you won't have PMI, right? So you already bought down the rate. I would get rid of the PMI now. If you feel like rates are going to improve, then don't do it because if you do it and you don't have the equity, you'll get PMI again. It all depends, Amir Khan. For me, I would want to see the full picture, but I would try to buy down the rate and buy out the PMI. That's just my opinion. All right. Hopefully that helps you out. Donat Yang, hello from Fresno. What's going on, Fresno? How you doing? I just applied for a credit card and got approved. How long do I have to wait to buy a home? I would make 2 or 3 payments first, DL, so that those payments shows up on your credit to give you a good credit score. Because when you inquired about a credit card, it was a hard pull. But if you make 2, 3 payments on time, it's going to counteract that and give you better credit. Hopefully that helps you out. Amir Khan, should I use the 15K off listing price or buy down the rate? For me, I would buy down the rate 2 points and buy out the PMI. That's just me, right? I'm looking for the cheapest payment now, right? Without having to deal with refinancing because we don't know what tomorrow has in store. I'll just refi. So when you refinance, right? So there's a 45 days of interest you haven't paid. They're going to tack back onto the front of the loan. And then when you refi, you're going to tack back on another 45 days of interest because you don't make another payment for 45 days. So you're increasing your loan amount. If your lender hasn't paid your impounds, you're going to have to come out of pocket on a refi and then wait for the refund. If you are okay with that, cool. A lot of people that have that money, it's okay. But there is cost of refinancing. That means rates would have to drop to a certain percentage, but you have to increase the rate enough to cover all your closing costs if you're not trying to increase your loan amount. Also, if it's like 2-3 years deep, you just reset your loan back to 30-year fix. If you do, you can do 27 years too as well, but I don't see a lot of people doing that. So yes, you can refi, but you want to make sure you look at your best options. 20% down. Amir Khan, I would either go with a full buy down on the 2-point buy down, or I would get an ARM, a 10-year ARM, and get the lowest rate, short term, right? That's what I would probably look into, Amir Khan. RL, what's going on? You're welcome. Joe, Francisca, locked in a rate for a new construction in Houston last July 1st for 180 days at 5%. That is a good deal, Joe Francisco. That is amazing deal. Hopefully that didn't cost you too much right now. All right, is that all the questions today from, there's no Instagram one, huh? I mean, I know Facebook one, not a lot, all YouTube. Thank you so much, YouTube, for all the questions you guys are bringing on. 4.99, I got it with the buy down. That's a good deal. Yes, I think with that 4.99, you're under 5. I might just hold on to that as a 30 just to be safe. Unless you feel like you're going to bounce in the next 5 to 7 years, then I would get an ARM. All right. So that is that is builder's sentiment right now. In the month of July, out of 100, it's at 55. It is dwindling away. So if you're buying new construction, Just have a solid strategy. If you need help, give us a call, right? 714-790-9697. You can call, text, or email us at info@whatsamortgage. And for those of you who are home shopping out there, I know you guys trust me and I really appreciate it. And you guys are asking for help to shop your loan. I know I was busy the last couple months. If you have a loan estimate that you want me to help you find a lender that's going to beat it, email us the loan estimate at review@whatsamortgage.com. Right? We help save this buyer a couple $1,000 on upfront costs. We saved another person a couple $100 on mortgage payment. Some of them, they had good deals we couldn't beat. But you always want a second opinion. Remember, your realtor's not making your payment. Your lender's not making your payment. I am not making your payment. You are making your mortgage payment. So you want to look out for your best interest. So you got to look around, all right? Hopefully that helps you out. Amir Khan, 4.99 is a good deal. RL, what's a buy down? A buy down RL is when you're paying points or paying extra to buy down a lower interest rate. For example, if today's fair market rate is 5.75 and you want a rate of 5%, you're probably going to pay 2% of the loan amount. So let's say your loan is $500,000, you're paying 10 grand, not to get the 5.75, but to get the 5%. Hopefully that helps you out. Employment gap 7 months, you are solid with a 7-month employment gap, okay? The 1 year is where you run into issues. Hopefully that helps you out. Jessica, is it better to buy with a higher house and lower rate, or a higher rate and lower house? Depending on your situation. If you have a low down payment, right? You have a low down payment. It's better to buy a home with a lower interest rate, even though the balance is higher. Folk, look at your amortization schedule. Some people are like, no. Look at your amortization schedule. How much you pay in interest compared to how much you pay in principal. And if you keep that loan long term, it's going to be a good deal. But let's say you got 20 to 25% down. I would wait for a smaller down. I would wait for a lower purchase price because your down payment will offset the higher rate and your down payment will be a bigger down payment on a lower purchase price. But if you're coming in with 3%, 100% financing, 3% down, 3.5, 5, 10, 15, I would buy with the lowest rate possible, right? Even if the balance might be higher. So that's what I would do. Hopefully that helps you out. And if you don't believe me, look at your amortization schedule. We got all these people. No, I'd rather just wait for prices to come down because I can refinance later on. Well, if the rate is higher, pushing away buyers, even though prices are down, most people won't qualify to buy with a lower price and a higher interest rate. There's a reason why it's knocking buyers out. So how can you refinance something you don't own, right? So it's easy to buy with a higher price, lower rate. And of course, if as you pay down your house and rates do get better, you can always refi later on, right? Hopefully that helps you out. You're welcome, man. I bid 30K over and now I feel dumb. Condo at 554 and bid 585. I already signed and put earnest money in. Anything I can do? Natalie, it depends who your who's the agent. Hopefully you used your own agent. I would try to find a way to wiggle right now, especially if you see that they've kind of built it out already, you might be able to get a better deal, okay? If you need help, Natalie, please reach out so I can help you out, all right? Hopefully that helps you out. Thank you, man. It costs $8,000 to buy down and lock the rate. Like I said, you want to look at your buy down. You want to look at your amortization schedule, guys. You want to see how long it takes to recoup. What are you saving monthly? How much you pay in interest compared to principal, and how long it takes to recoup that, all right? So definitely, if you need help, always reach out. Salary plus commission 1 year, okay? If you've had your commission for only 1 year, if your prior job you didn't have commission, they won't let you use the commission, okay? If you want to use commission, overtime, or bonus, you need a 2-year history. There are ways where you don't, but it's very rare. But Miguel, please DM me or give us a call so we can go over your income, okay? Hopefully that helps you out. If I'm ready to buy a house, would you be my agent? I can be your agent, but your agent, I am not a real estate agent. If you need help, I can point you in the right direction, but we focus here on mortgages. So RNL07, give us a call, 714-790-9697, and we'll be able to help you out, all right? Amir, where is H-Town? Did you get your house?
He retracted that.
Okay.
He retracted that.
All right, cool. All right, guys, I really appreciate everyone who engaged and asked questions tonight. Thank you guys so much. We want to end all our episodes with our attitude is gratitude. Without you, there is no us. So thank you guys so much. And won't you be my neighbor? My neighbor.